Hello and welcome to Trevor's Barking Mad channel. And look, it's a glorious evening. It's beginning of October, very beginning of October. But look, it's warm, it's stunning, and it's about 6 o'clock in the evening. So welcome to vlog 64. It's my journey with CLL. So welcome, and hopefully it's not a morbidy one, but people have asked what it's like living with CLL. People have asked what's the treatment like. It's all this, it is almost mysterious how you get treated and how it's funded and everything else. So I hope to go through a bit of a timeline. It's not going to be a long vlog, a bit of a timeline just so that people know what it's like. After all, 1 in 2 of us is going to get the big cancer at some point or other in their life. And technology is such in the drugs that it's absolutely fantastic what they can do. It's not invincible though. Bear that in mind. Let's go. Right, it's rolling. Okay. So, very briefly, I moved back down to Gosport 2001. I joined the doctor's surgery local to me in the borough of Gosport, and it was owned by a lovely lady who then had a super surgery built, and we had 5 GPs. It was absolutely wonderful. Sadly, it got sold on, and when I left that surgery 8 months ago, because it was absolutely useless in my eyes, my opinion, there was 2 GPs there, one of which was a locum. The telephone system didn't put you in a queue, your number's so and so. It just said, sorry, we are busy, try again later, and cut you off. Something my current surgery finds absolutely unbelievable. So in 2017, my GP, for some reason, ordered a blood test. I did a blood test, and that apparently, as my consultant pointed out, was the first blood test that the CLL, the blood cancer, showed up in. Sadly, it wasn't spotted, it wasn't seen, it was ignored, it wasn't read. Whatever the reason was, nothing happened on that basis. Getting a stunning sunset behind me. I don't know if he's going to pick it up on this little camera at the front a bit, but anyway, here goes. So, end of 2017, I had a cough, was referred to the respiratory department at the hospital, Queen Alexandra QA in Portsmouth, and they couldn't find anything wrong. And on the very last appointment, they said, we're going to send you for a CT scan, which I had. And in January, I was told to expect an appointment from haematology to discuss it. And I thought haematology was to do with blood. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, I don't know. And I thought I was going to hospital in January 2018 to get medication for my cough. So how I understand it, there's 4 versions of the L's, the lymphotic leukemia, which is blood cancer. First of all, there's ALL and there's CLL. One is fast growing, one is slow growing. I understand, or I've been told, that the ALL stands for acute lymphotic leukemia and is a fast growing version. The CLL is called chronic lymphotic leukemia, CLL, and that is slow growing. Mine is CLL, so it's slow growing. Each of those two versions have two versions also. Curable and terminal. And mine is terminal. If you hear saying panting, it's not me, it's Dottie. Just been on our walk. So, and that's basically how it was told to me, in all honesty. And yes, it was without sort of emotion or feeling, but that's probably the best way, to be honest. I did ask a question at the time because it was all a bit of a shock. I thought I was just getting medication for a cough. What sort of duration of time does one have? And it was given to me as a guide these days because they can't say anything for definite because people say them if they live a day longer. So I was told 2 to 10 years as an approximation, but people do live longer and people do live shorter. So with that in mind, I personally then financially cashed in pensions because highly unlikely to see them, and or so I thought, who knows. And I started doing my tick boxes on my bucket list and bought the Tesla, and then I bought, yes I did. Do you remember the Tesla, Dottie? Do you remember the Tesla? Yes, Dottie remembers the Tesla. Yes. Was it nice? Was it nice, the Tesla? Did you like it? Hey, did you like it? Did you? Yes. She wants to be a part of this one. And so I started doing a few things on my bucket list, basically, without going into great details. That was January 2018. Since then, I noticed fatigue and tiredness increasing. People say you don't get tired, you get fatigue. Well, yes, fatigue is going upstairs, and it's getting more and more difficult to do so because of tiredness. You don't think you're going to make it to the top. And where I used to work, we had a staircase, worked on the first floor, and always tried to use the staircase where possible. But they got to a point after a couple of years that I said I'm going to have to use the lift, and that was all fine. But it was just rather frustrating for me to use the lift. Oh, Dottie, you can't see what she's doing. I'm getting clawed to death. So I think we carry on with this at home. He's taking them all in the other room, isn't he, Dottie? Oh, he brought it back for you.
There's a cafe, Capital Cafe, vegetarian meals and snacks, 50 yards. All that. These photograph spots in the fridges on the stretch, we could do a nice job of presenting them. He quite likes a lot of now fridges there.
Hello everyone, carrying on. I'm still in the car. It's a different day, different time, different place. So, yes, and last year, basically, treatment side, last year I started one of the new drips out, of obinutuzumab, and that was then going to have a tablet added at a later date, but they started the drip off on a low strength, and if you can hear a slight buzzing, it's the aircon, because yeah, I've got it on a little bit of warmth from sitting in the shade. And after 20 minutes, I had my first reaction, so they had to stop it. And all the preparation for your body takes about 3 to 4 hours before they actually start the drip. And likewise, when you have a reaction, it takes a couple of hours afterwards to re-prep your body again. And they tried it again on the same day, and 5 minutes later I had a reaction. The reaction being your blood pressure goes mega high, mega low, and you get basically you feel like you're cooking from the inside. Your face goes red raw sort of thing. It does leave you quite knackered, most probably a feeling of similar to after a heart attack, sort of absolutely just worn out from it. So I got sent home that day, and then the following day I went in and I thought, right, I'm going to ride through this. Whatever it does, I'm going to do my utmost to ride through it. So I went in the morning, and this time, rather than having my own room, I was in like a big circle. There was supposed to be about 6 or 8 of us, all having different forms of drips as treatment. And it got to 25 minutes and I could feel my face hotting up, and I knew I was going bright red. I could see it. You just know you are. You know, my nose was going red, and yeah. And basically, I was trying to avoid pressing the button, which was probably quite damn stupid, to be honest. And bless her, the lady opposite me said, "Excuse me, are you going to do it or am I?" And I said, "What?" And she said, "Press the button." And so I pressed the button. You know, it was obvious I was not meant to have this drip. So a consultant came down and basically sent me home. And but amazingly, in the total of just about an hour of that drip, it had made significant reduction in my cancer cells in the blood. Which was quite remarkable, I thought. And nothing really happened then until just now. So it's 11 months later, and they've started me off on a tablet called venetoclax, which is, I'm on a couple of groups on Facebook for the CLL, and it's a remarkable drug if your body accepts it. And it stepped up from 20 milligram to 50 milligram, 100 milligram, 200 milligrams to the 400 milligrams. For me, I'll be on that 400 milligrams for 2 years. That's all stepped up over the course of 5 weeks. And then on week 6, they add a different drip. I believe I'm right in saying it's a predecessor to the obinutuzumab, and it's rituximab. So I don't think it's as strong, I suppose is the right word, or as last year's effort. But I think the main body of doing the job is going to be the venetoclax tablet. Venetoclax, it does have side effects. I got to be honest, I haven't really noticed any. Tiredness has possibly increased. That's something I'm going to be looking at reducing, possibly the hours of work, and therefore having to, what I hate doing, and that's claiming universal credit. It's just not me, but I think it's going to have to be. And that's the only side effect, thankfully, so far I've had. And at the moment, I've just started the 100 milligram upscale. So that's what I'm doing here. I've just had the blood test after my first tablet, and they don't allow me into the hospital to just wait because there's so much COVID, flu and cold viruses going around at the moment. As I have zero immune system, it would apparently be quite bad for me to catch anything at all. So I'm waiting here for my results, and then I can get another 6 days tablets at 100 milligram. Then next Thursday it'll be the same again for 200 milligram, and the following Thursday it will be exactly the same for 400 milligrams. I see people walk by as if I'm mad, as if I'm talking to myself. As if shouldn't be so bloody nosy. And so there we go. Then week six, the drip starts on a monthly cycle for 6 months, and the tablet will then carry on for a 2-year period at 400 milligrams a day. And I'm really glad that I can do Amazon to some degree, and hopefully I won't notice too much of a change. I can be at home. I'm not in hospital for the duration of, and I'm obviously with my dogs, and yeah, they just keep me going. So hopefully this might have helped anyone that has CLL and is pending possible treatments. I know America does things very differently. There's to pay for it, and also there's I think they see like a doctor, then a consultant, then they see the hematologist or oncologist. It's all a very different system, but this is based on the UK and what is actually happening to me. That's all I can say. But yeah, things are going well. I'm very lucky. I've got lots of friends and family, and everyone's been so kind. When I've had treatment and had to stay in hospital, people have come forward offering me lifts when I've said, is anyone around? It's been actually quite amazing, actually, the response, so thank you all very much. Yeah, hopefully this will give me a few more years more than I would have had, and I think it's something they can repeat at a later date if they have the need to. Oh, excuse me. So there we go. It's quite scary, especially when you're in a Todd, and but the support of friends around you, and the support or the fact of having social media when you're in hospital with all friends and people commenting and good wishes, it's like having them there with you at the bedside. So yeah, it's just great. So thank you all very much, and a little bit of a dedication to you, because you do mean the world to me. So thank you, and huge thanks to the ARC as well for taking the dogs in at short notice. Very, very grateful. That's the RSPCA Solent branch at Stubbington. And also to neighbour Sue, who kindly, whilst I was in hospital, looked after the fishlets for me. So that's also a huge relief and one less worry. It's nice being in hospital, knowing that everything is being cared for and looked after. And yeah, it pays to plan ahead. So on that note, I'm going to leave this here. I hope it's not been too boring, too morbid, too whatever, but I hope you've enjoyed it. A little bit of an insight, because people do ask what is CLL or how does it affect you, and I know I've watched various different YouTube vlogs, quite a number from America. So this one's from the UK, where we do things slightly differently. We're very fortunate we have the NHS and the offshoots of the NHS that allow this sort of treatment, because apparently, as I've been told, this treatment is £10,000 a month for the tablets, and it does make you feel a bit guilty, I suppose, about taking that amount up. But as people say, you paid in for it. I'm sure I haven't paid £10,000 a month, but I'm very, very grateful, believe me, with all my heart. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and just to end on a chirpier note, here's a few photos of recent days. Thank you very much. God bless. One very quick little finale for this week anyway. Blood test came back. It's fantastic. I'm well chuffed. Got the whole week's tablets now. Thank you. Bye.